Hey everyone! On today's video I'm going to be reacting to 10 biggest lies about the Philippines. Someone has suggested me this video and I'm curious. Let me tell you, I'm very curious. But before we get into the video, please subscribe to this channel if you're not subscribed yet, because there's a lot of more new reactions coming and you don't want to miss them. So now let's go into the video.
The Philippines is a country that we love to talk about here on FTD Facts. So much can be said about the beauty of the country as well as the beauty of the people. Yet even still, there are many stereotypes, misconceptions, and straight up lies that have been put on as labels on the country and its people. Welcome back to FTD Facts. My name is Leroy Kenton, and for this episode, I'm going to be looking at 10 of the biggest lies, stereotypes, and misconceptions about the Philippines. Okay, so let's get into this list. At number 10, Filipino women are submissive and quiet. Like every other country though, women come in a variety of attitudes. Some a little bit more attitude prone than others. But either way, Filipinos are just a conservative type of woman. According to sources, Filipino women, they find it uncomfortable to mingle or even interact with male foreigners and even their own men. They also have a reputation of being quiet and shy, but this is normally because they feel that they don't have the adequate skill of speaking English to the foreigners. So instead of speaking nonsense, they remain silent. The next lie is that the Philippines is one land mass. This is something that I've been guilty of thinking myself. But there's actually over 7,000 islands that make up the Philippines, and around 2,000 of them are inhabited. And this is known as an archipelago, which is a collection of islands, or sometimes a sea containing a small number of scattered islands. Now, the Philippines has a total land area of 300,000 square kilometers, which works out to be 115,831 square miles. This makes it the world's largest island country. The Philippine archipelago is divided into 3 island groups: Luzon, Visayas, as well as Mindanao. The lie number 8 is Filipinos don't speak English. So when tourists visit the country of the Philippines, they're usually surprised at the fact that Filipinos, they actually learn English as their first language. Most Filipinos also learn it alongside Tagalog growing up. Although some Filipinos will have a distinct accent while speaking English, English-speaking tourists will have little or no trouble at all communicating with them. And this actually leads us to our next lie. And this lie is that Filipinos only speak Tagalog. This lie and misconception is similar to the idea that Chinese people speak Chinese, when in fact they speak a wide variety of languages like Mandarin, Cantonese, etc. In the Philippines though, Tagalog is one of many dialects spoken in the country. Back in the year 1937, the government, they adopted Tagalog, elevating its status as a national language of the Philippines, also calling it Filipino, and it has since become mixed with other existing Philippine dialects as well as foreign languages like English and Spanish. Now, when it comes to native languages and dialects, there are more than 200 in the entire country. Number 6, all Filipinos share the exact same culture. So being an archipelago, like I mentioned earlier, historically there was no actual Philippines to refer to. The different groups of islands being separated by large bodies of water, they contained their own distinct culture and language and traditions. Because of this, they were very distinct from each other. So then the movement for a united Philippines didn't come until the arrival of the Spanish, which was much later on though. All right guys, we reach halfway in this episode. We have 5 more lies to look at. And for more information about Philippines, I definitely want you to check out our video where we did 10 surprising facts about the Philippines. It is a mind-blowing episode. It's such a beautiful country, so much to learn about it. I'll link to it below in the video description section so you can check it out after this. All right, continuing with the lies. In at lie number 5, we have Filipinos are nannies and call center agents. That's all they're good for. Okay, so Filipinos may just be very good at delivering these types of services, and because of that, there's a high demand for their skills in other countries. However, not everyone shares the same dream job interest. There's actually millions and millions of Filipinos living and working overseas with completely different professions, like doctors and nurses and singers. Yeah, Filipinos sing really good. That's another stereotype. but I think there's like some facts to that. You'll find Filipino entrepreneurs, IT specialists, engineers, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. So no, they're not just nannies, and they don't just work in call centers overseas. So lie number 4 is Manila is the main business district, and this is something that I thought as well, I'm not gonna lie. Contrary to what many foreigners think, most of the embassies and big firms, banks, and insurance companies, they're actually located in Makati and Taguig City. Makati and Taguig are located within the Greater Manila area. Now, Manila is the capital city of the Philippines, and it is one of the most populated cities, but it is not necessarily where all the main action happens. Number 3, have you heard this one before? Dog meat is regularly eaten and served. Okay, all right, so no, they don't sell dog meat in Filipino supermarkets and grocery stores. Eating dogs in Philippines it's a very taboo topic, and there actually are a few small groups, mostly of them are in the northern region of the country in the mountain province, where indigenous people as well as their ancestors have had a history of eating dog meat, but you're not gonna be finding it at restaurants or in grocery stores just like that. No, that doesn't exist. Number 2, Filipinos date foreigners for money and papers. All right, guys, so these ideas are largely perpetuated because of shows like 90 Day Fiancé, let's be honest, okay? But not all Filipinos dream of becoming an American or British citizen or whatever. Some just love to travel and meet new people along the way. Just because Filipinos date and marry foreigners also doesn't mean that they're just looking for visa applications, making that whole process easier and everything. Filipinos, they can afford to fund their own travels themselves, get their visas, and do their jobs in foreign countries, so they don't necessarily need a foreign partner to do so. Marrying a Filipino actually does not mean that the foreigner has to support the Filipino's family either. You know, there's a lot of times where people move overseas and it's like, okay, well, you gotta send money back to my family. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, but it's unfair to label Filipinos with that stereotype. And yes, so it is a sad reality that because they date foreigners, it's assumed that they're just gold diggers. But if you actually think about it, just because someone dates somebody from a foreign country doesn't mean that that person is rich either. So yeah, something to think about there. And now moving on to our biggest lie in this episode, Philippines. It's a very dangerous country. Now, we've all seen the news reports. Many foreigners, they hear about Philippines' war on drugs, among other struggles that they have in the country. And this has led foreigners to think that the Philippines is a place of criminals and kidnappers everywhere. Now, there are, of course, several unfortunate issues in the country, but overall, away from the hotspots of criminal activity, there are many beautiful places and safe places that you'll see in the Philippines. Not just the resorts designed for tourists, but many local places as well, completely safe. All right, guys, so this concludes this episode. This was a look at 10 of the biggest lies about the Philippines. Hope this helped clear up some misconceptions. The country of the Philippines and Filipinos, they are an amazing group of people. Here at FTD Facts, we do our best to show love and appreciation to all peoples in our world. And really hope you guys enjoyed this one. Leave a like if you did. Don't forget to check out the recommended video. I'll link to it again in the video description section. And until next time, guys, stay awesome, stay educated. I'll see you in the next episode.
Okay, do people really say these things? Because to me, didn't make sense at all. Like, obviously, I've never been there, so I will say that my knowledge on the Philippines is small. But I knew, like, when he was saying these things, I was like, what? Do people think that? But then I remember I had a conversation with a person about the Philippines, and they were like, oh yeah, that's in South America, isn't it? And I was like, Jesus. Whoa. So yeah, maybe, yeah. I mean, there's stereotypes all around the world. Every country has their stereotypes. I'm from Spain. We are always partying or sleeping siesta or being too loud or killing bulls. You know? But in reality, it's not like that. Like, I don't know many people who sleep siesta. Like, that's just for maybe toddlers, kids, and old people. But, you know, stereotypes. That's what it is. About the woman being submissive, I don't know. I don't think so. Come on. I don't know how to put it. Like, Spanish women are fierce and they have character. So I always thought that maybe, I don't know, because it was a Spanish colony, maybe they left the little footprint of, you know, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I've met a lot of Filipino girls, and I wouldn't say that they are submissive, and they could be shy. That's true, they could be shy. You know, I'm talking about you. But I don't think they will be just submissive or anything. And I will put myself into that thing, because sometimes I just don't wanna, I don't know. Now, not so much, but when I started speaking English, I was more subconscious about my accent and everything. So it was a lot of times that I was just like, I don't want to talk. Also, I'm shy at the beginning. I'm very shy. So sometimes I'm just quiet. I'm just like, you know, not engaging or anything. I'm not like, woo, social butterfly. But that doesn't mean I'm submissive. I've got quite a big character. And yeah, the Philippines want landmass. Do they really think that? And the gold digger thing, I mean, I'm sorry, but British and American men, some men, they're always saying, but they say it with all foreigners, because they think they're the best in the world. And remember, I just said some. So they're always with this gold digger thing. Oh, it's a foreigner. They just want our money. What money? What money you have? You have nothing. Shut up. You cannot say anything. Because usually the people who talk more and call someone else gold digger is someone who doesn't have any gold to dig. It's like, Stephen, be quiet. No one wants you. But yeah, they do it with everyone else. So I guess it's what he says. TV shows doesn't help with this. With the dog I was a bit surprised, but then he explained that it's more like a native thing, like an indigenous thing. So I understood it more. And about being a dangerous place, I heard mixed opinions. I think you just need to be careful, but it's like you need to be careful everywhere you go. So I don't think you need to be extra careful over there. Anyway, I'm always like super suspicious of everything. It doesn't matter the country, it doesn't matter the people. I'm just like that. I don't trust people. They need to prove to me that they can be trusted. But I mean, for example, in the street, I'm always aware of my surroundings. At least I try. But yeah, everywhere in the world is dangerous. It's if you go to a really bad neighborhood, then yeah, of course you can be in trouble. But if you go to, I don't know, to other type of areas, and yeah, just don't trust whoever stranger that approaches you at first. That's it. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think, because you obviously, people from the Philippines, you will know more about it. And yeah, as always, I will leave all the links to my social media on the description box. So yeah, have a lovely day and see you in the next video.